If someone is addicted to focus, they will achieve whatever they desire in life. Just like a boy named Saber. When you hear his story, you'll be astonished, and you'll also learn how to focus on any task. This is the story of a 12 to 13-year-old orphan boy who used to work in a bicycle mechanic shop, earning 100 to 200 taka. He worked day and night in that bicycle garage. No one ever imagined that there would be a big change in this boy's life. When people came to the shop to get their bicycles fixed, many would say different things to him, sometimes even scolding him. They treated him as a little child, often underpaying him, which led him to face scolding from the shop owner as well. But he had no other option but to do this work to secure his 3 daily meals. One day, while working in the garage, he noticed a man who had arrived, drawing a large crowd around him. The boy had no idea who this man was. He simply observed everything, wondering who he could be and why he was there. As he continued to watch, he noticed that everyone around was showing great respect to this man, even addressing him as sir and speaking very politely to him. The boy wondered to himself, here was this man receiving respect from everyone and being addressed as sir, while he, despite treating everyone well and working quietly, faced harsh behavior from people. That night, the boy couldn't sleep properly. He kept wondering why people treated him differently from that man and what set them apart. After coming to work the next day, he asked the garage owner about the man who came the previous day, whom everyone was showing so much respect. The owner told him that the man was a magistrate who had come to inaugurate a new school. The boy then asked what it takes to become a magistrate. The garage owner told him that becoming a magistrate requires a lot of studies, hard work, and focus. These words deeply struck the boy's heart. That evening, after going home, he stayed up late, thinking about how he could transform his current life to reach the life of a magistrate. He resolved that he must change his life at any cost. He started saving money, eating less to save money, and began buying books to study. He enrolled in a government school, studied during the day, and worked at the shop at night. His life goal was engraved in his mind to become a magistrate one day. Now, he is 27 years old. For the past 14 to 15 years, his only focus has been on becoming a magistrate. He had only been waiting for the day when he could complete his graduation and become eligible to sit for the BCA's exam. He saved enough money over time to cover his expenses for a year without working, to devote 10 to 12 months to preparing for the magistrate examination. In the first month, he studied day and night, eating only twice a day and spending the rest of his time studying. He was always with his books. As the exam date approached, he studied even more intensively. Nearly 8 months passed this way. One night, while preparing to sleep after studying, he suddenly felt dizzy and fainted. There was no one around to care for him. When he regained consciousness a few hours later, he found himself lying on the floor. He thought perhaps it was due to eating less. After managing a little food, he started eating, but shortly after, he began vomiting and continued to do so all night. When he awoke the next morning, he had stomach pain, but he ignored it and returned to his studies and work as usual. However, the pain persisted, so he bought some medicine from a nearby pharmacy and resumed studying. Gradually, he started feeling better, with only 1 month remaining until the exam, for which he had been preparing for 14 to 15 years. He pushed through the pain and kept studying. However, his stomach pain returned, so he reluctantly went to the doctor, who asked him to do some tests. He found out that he had kidney stones. The doctor advised either an operation or medication that could dissolve the stones. If he was lucky, the boy returned home with the medicine and began praying to the Creator to keep him healthy for at least another month so he could complete his studies. Despite the pain, he continued his studies, holding on to his goal. 7 days before the exam, he ran out of money and was eventually evicted from his rented home. A friend provided him shelter for a few days. The night before the exam, the power went out, and he needed light to study. So he went to a nearby street with a solar lamp, placed his book under it, and began studying. Despite everything, he completed the preliminary test successfully, performing well. Afterward, he had no money left and faced challenges like homelessness. Eventually, he found temporary shelter at a friend's house. On the night before his final exam, a severe stomach ache began, but he managed to go to the test center the next day, though he could barely sit upright due to the pain. When the chairman of the Viva board asked if he had a problem, he confidently replied that he was fine, focusing 99 on the Viva and only 1 was on his stomach pain. After months of struggle, his final BC's result was released, and as he had anticipated due to his tireless work, he had passed. Today, his dream has come true, and he is now a magistrate. Later, in an interview, he shared the story of his success, leaving everyone amazed. In another interview, he said that no matter how many obstacles and difficulties you face, if your focus remains unshaken from your goal, the world itself will help you achieve it. Friends, if you have listened to this entire story, the key thing you will see is the boy's focus, which was so strong that no hardship, not even his illness or poverty, could keep him from reaching his goal. So, if you have everything, a home, family, support, why would you fall behind? Why would you keep blaming yourself, thinking your luck is bad? Friends, fortune doesn't change on its own. You must keep your focus and persevere.